Okay, Ridge Racer number 4 on the PlayStation. I think this is one of the best racers on the PlayStation, provided you like Japanese drifting arcade racers. Let me show you how to beat it.
Okay, so this is the Sony PlayStation boot screen on a PAL machine, as you can probably see by the Sony Computer Entertainment Europe. PAL means 50 Hertz, so American users will probably think it's a bit slow perhaps. Ridge Racer 4. It's a game with one of the most sexy full motion video opening scenes. Let's watch. Okay, despite the sexy lady in the video, I'm going to tell you more about the game. The game came out in 1998 in Japan, and it was released on May 4th, 1999 in North America, and in September in the European Union. It's the 4th game in a whole series of Ridge Racer games, and this is the only game that doesn't feature any arcade counterpart. It features totally fictional vehicles, and it's one of these typical Japanese drifting type arcade racers. This game just looks amazing. I think it has to do with the fact that this is just one of the games that uses Gouraud shading for the first time, and I must say this is one of the best looking PlayStation 1 games ever. The game features various racing modes, and I'm going to show you the Grand Prix mode, where you as a player take on the role of a racing driver that is supposed to win or take place in a fictional Real Racing Routes 99 Grand Prix, and it's a multi-level Grand Prix. It's split up into 2 qualifying races, 2 quarterfinal races, 3 semi-final races, and there's a final race that takes place on New Year's Eve in 1999, and you get all sorts of fireworks and stuff. Well, in between those races you get to unlock special cars, and I'll show you that. I'm racing in the Pac Racing Club, and it features the 20th anniversary of Pacman. Well, we'll just celebrate the 30th anniversary of Pacman. Well, guess what? This game is more than 10 years old, and they were celebrating the 20th birthday of Pacman. Let's go enter the Racing Routes, the Real Racing Routes 99 Grand Prix. When I first played this back in the day, I was amazed by the music, amazed by the menu system. It can be a bit tiresome, and there's also a very nice backstory to the game. I'm gonna quickly flash through all those just to show you the gameplay and not to ruin the story for you guys. Okay, so every track starts with a nice narration. I'm going to flick through that as well. This game is compatible with a special jog controller. There's 2 types of controllers where it is compatible with. You can also play with a dual analog stick, and it's a combination of letting go of the gas pedal and making your car spin into a drift, and sometimes you do have to brake to add on to the drift and slide through it. A lot of the tracks are very similar because they are taking place in various parts of different parts of the same track, so some features of the tracks are similar, which makes it a bit hard when you race those tracks the first time. And mind you, it has been quite a while since I last played this, so I'm a bit rusty, but I used to be able to complete this game without any retries, finishing first all the time, and not hitting my car against walls like I'm doing right now. Yeah. And there's, I mean, of course the physics, I mean, it's an arcade racer, so the physics are not what you expect from Forza, for example. I mean, you can bump into cars, and sometimes it's actually quite handy to bump into cars, to just semi-crash into a car, just to block it. And yeah, it's like bumper cars, you know, just just fight your way to the top. And yeah, I mean, this is one of the games that really gets me on the edge of my seat, as the AI is pretty nice, I think, and yeah, it really gets you, gives you a sense of speed, and you have to battle your way through. And I think just this track just looks lovely. I mean, the tunnels, you know, the light effects, lighting effects, and the blue sky. I think it's just amazing. I think we have to fast forward a bit and see how this race ends. Okay, this second track is gorgeous. I mean, I love the setting sun, the pastel colors. I really think this is a very excellent looking track. Okay, so we're coming up to the first, almost coming up to the first corner. I'll cross the bridge first. In this first corner, you don't have to brake. You can actually, if you take it correctly, you just leave your finger off the gas, and your car just starts sliding. In this corner, and you can actually do it without braking or without hitting this side of the road, if you just steer into it very steeply. This one also. This one needs a bit of braking, and this upcoming turn. Well, yeah, I'm just bashing into the walls. You really have to slow down here. This is the one point in the track where you really have to slow down. Here, you just take the turns, and yeah, you just. It's a matter of overtaking the car, not taking too much time to overtake the car, because when you get higher up, it's very important to just have very little time, to take very little time to overtake a car, because you need the length of the track to get to the first place. This part of the track is actually fairly easy. Here you can just leave the gas, your finger off the gas. I'm doing it too slowly here, but then your car starts drifting, and yeah, well, in this part the road really starts to zigzag, but I mean, if you steer very lightly, you're actually able to make your car go straight ahead. And yes, I'm overtaking all these cars, and I'm number 3. I have 1 lap to go of 2. And yeah, let's fast forward and see see how I end the race. Okay, I zipped through all these menu options very quickly, so I hope you don't mind. Oh yeah, and I won a new car. Okay, this race, it takes place at in the city, near to the airport, and it's dark. And I mean, the level of detail is just amazing. Just look at the planes over to the right. And I'm just going to show you a couple of snippets of this track, because I want to show the end. So yeah, this first corner is fairly easy to take, and let me see. Oh yeah, the apartment buildings. I mean, the lights in the apartment buildings are very nice. It really is a very nice looking city. So this is basically this heat, and it more or less looks the same. all through the tracks. There's this track, I mean. Yeah, it's just a matter of tight cornering and doing the right braking or leaving the gas pedal, letting go of the gas pedal. Okay, let's move on to the other track. Oh, I'm actually finishing second here, but that's okay. That's okay. This part of the race takes place during the daytime in the coastal area. You drive through docks. You can see seagulls and stuff. It's an amazing track, and just take a look.
You've got a new car ready to roll.
Okay, fast forwarding a bit and showing you some of the track Phantom. This is actually one of the tougher tracks, and as you can see, the number of laps that you have to drive are increasing, and also the place required to move on actually increases. Here you have to be, I guess, second, whereas the first heat you could be third, and the final you just have to finish first, otherwise you won't be able to win. Okay, so here I finished first. Let's move on. Okay, so here I'm entering the final Grand Prix. Another nighttime track, this time featuring an amazing jump.
Brightest night.
Okay, this track is very similar to the second track, I believe, but there are some amazing graphics and different routes that you have to take, and it's a very difficult one, and it is the last before the big finale. I failed and I had to take one retry. And now, time for the final race, and I happened to nail that one. It took me about 40 to 50 minutes driving. So the final heat takes place 31st of December 1999. You remember the big millennium thing? We all thought we were going to explode. The secret to this final lap is don't brake and steer very sharply into the corners. Perhaps you have to brake once, I'm not sure, but yeah.
Check this out! The Pack Racing team wins! You guys really came out of nowhere. Sorry, but I've never even heard of you before. Heck, I bet no one even cared about your team until today.